Welcome to Metal Planet, a place where we cover everything heavy metal and hard rock, from mainstream to underground bands. My name is Max Gray. In today's video I'm gonna present you the new releases that are coming out on Friday the 13th, June 13th, 2025. Xenotaph is the upcoming highly anticipated album by Fallujah, a progressive and technical death metal band from the San Francisco Bay Area. The members of Fallujah play technical and challenging music, with complex song structures and detailed arrangements. Although playing in the death metal style, they aren't afraid to experiment and push the boundaries of that metal subgenre. In their songs, they have noticeable melodies, some clean vocals, background synth sounds, and solos inspired by jazz fusion, distinguishing Fallujah from many of its death metal peers. Xenotaph will have a science fiction concept. It was inspired by sci-fi stories like the Dune novels by Frank Herbert. All in all, Xenotaph will be a death metal album for the modern era. Byzantine is an underrated band that I think deserves more recognition. It was a part of the new wave of American heavy metal movement of the 2000s. It has released quality material over the years, but some of its last albums were independent releases, limiting the reach of the band. Byzantine's new opus, Harbingers, will be released by Metal Blade Records and looks to be a promising record. This title will present music with a sound that I would describe as something like Meshuggah meets Lamb of God and Pantera. The album's title, Harbingers, means ones who usher in great change, and the record's first single, Floating Chrysanthema, presents a bleak dystopian future where AI becomes sentient, overpowers mankind, and enslaves us all. On June 13th, we are going to get two new power and symphonic metal albums, The Great Avkrvst by Insania and The Story Remains by Fairyland. Both of them will be released by Frontiers Records, a label I have come to appreciate more and more as time passes. Insania is a Swedish four-piece band that originally started its career by playing Halloween and Iron Maiden covers. When I listened to the tracks The Trinity and Revolution from The Great Avkrvst, I noticed that one of the standout characteristics is the double bass drumming of the drummer Mikko Korsbach. On the other hand, Fairyland is a French formation from the city of Nice. The Story Remains will be the first album by the band since the Fairyland founding member Phil Giordana passed away. The remaining musicians faced a challenge to complete their new album, but they managed to pull it off. With The Story Remains, expect a prevalence of keyboard sounds and orchestral elements. Buckcherry, known for its 2006 smash hit Crazy Bitch, will soon unleash its 11th studio album Roar Like Thunder. Even though the singer Josh Todd is now the only remaining original member of Buckcherry, the band has managed to stay relevant in the hard rock scene by continuing to release quality music. With Roar Like Thunder, Buckcherry reunited with Marty Fredriksson, who produced Black Butterfly, one of the formation's classic albums. To create their new release, the members of the band worked on the songwriting for a long time to achieve the desired results, and they recorded the songs at Sienna Studios, a historic recording studio located in the city of Nashville. Roar Like Thunder will be a fun record with a light and upbeat sound. On June 13th, Metallica will release a reissue of the album Load, originally released in 1996. For the occasion, the songs were remastered by Ruben Cohen, an award-winning mastering engineer. In addition to streaming, the reissue will be available in a multitude of different editions in physical media formats, from bare bones CD and vinyl versions to bigger box sets featuring multiple bonus tracks like demos, alternate takes and live cuts. Load is a divisive album in Metallica's discography. It has both detractors and fans. With this release, the band moved away from its thrash metal roots and adopted a more mainstream hard rock sound, inspired by the 90s alternative rock scene. The change in sound was a turn-off for many metal fans, but the album did manage to reach a newer audience for the band. If you're into Metallica, I'm curious to know your opinion on the Load era of the band. Do you think that the formation changed its sound too much with this album, or do you think that the band successfully managed to reinvent itself? In this next round, we have 4 releases from various metal subgenres. To start things off, there is Euphoric, the second full-length album by the metalcore band Paleskin. This title will consist of a visceral and emotional journey through feelings of love and longing, and the tracks will have a great range between mesmerizing, dreamlike moments and heavier passages. Avkrvst will also drop on June 13th, Waving at the Sky, a conceptual progressive metal album that can be for fans of Porcupine Tree and Opeth. Subnormal Dives by the Russian band Byonoisegenerator will be one of the most chaotic, cacophonous and aggressive records ever released in metal music. If you don't believe me, try some of the album's tracks. The core of the music of Byonoisegenerator is rooted in abrasive grindcore and death metal, but the band adds some jazzy saxophone interludes in their songs, creating a weird and unique sound that the members of the formation call jazz grind. The fourth album, Tatkraft by Sun After Dark, will be a collection of 8 dark, moody and atmospheric compositions that could be the soundtrack to a walk on a foggy beach at night. Gizzard the Lizard Wizard is a highly prolific band, often releasing an album each year, or even multiple albums per year. For example, the formation started to release studio albums 13 years ago, and its upcoming release, Phantom Island, will already be the band's 27th record. The members of Gizzard are not only prolific, they also reinvent their sound frequently by combining a lot of different music genres and by constantly adding new musical colors to their palette. While hard to categorize, Phantom Island will be an album with a smooth sound, blending different rock genres like orchestral rock, psychedelic rock and progressive rock. Sigh is an experimental black metal formation from Tokyo inspired by classic black metal bands, symphonic pieces and traditional Japanese music. In the band's compositions, there is sometimes a presence of unconventional instruments for metal, like the saxophone, the flute and woodwinds. Coinciding with the band's 35th anniversary, Sigh will soon release I Saw the World's End, Hangman's Hymn 2025. It is a re-recorded version of the group's 2007 album Hangman's Hymn. The leader of Sigh, Mirai Kawashima, wanted to revisit this record because he felt the execution and production of the original wasn't up to the standards of the formation, so he decided to do justice to the songs by re-recording them with the current Sigh sound and delivery. With the new version of the song Death with Dishonor that was recently released, I think that you can definitely hear an improvement in the sound compared to the original. If you are familiar with the original album, let me know if you think that re-recording this record was necessary or not. Next Friday, 2 very different bands will release live albums. Ice Nine Kills, an American formation with a modern sound described by the website Loudwire as one of the most unique acts in metal right now, will drop Higher They Kill Live 2, a sequel to the album Higher They Kill Live, which was released 4 years ago. On the new album there will be songs with varied vocal styles, from radio-friendly poppy vocals to death growls, and with lyrics inspired by horror movies like A Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween. Saxon, an old-school new wave of British heavy metal band, will release Eagles Over Hellfest, a title recorded during the group's 2024 performance at the Hellfest Festival in France. The record will feature classic Saxon songs like Crusader and Wheels of Steel, and 2 songs from the band's latest studio album, Hell, Fire and Damnation. Starting this week, I will now introduce something new in the videos. I will from now on choose an album of the week. It will be the record that I recommend the most among all the titles of the week, and I will present it at the end of the videos. The album of the week for this week is Test of the Iron Mind by Iron Mind. This title will be the first record in more than 10 years for this band, and it represents a form of comeback for the formation. The band is influenced by the New York hardcore sound, and it is considered to be one of the most popular hardcore groups from Australia. The album will feature 11 songs with groove-driven riffs, stomping breakdowns and powerful gang vocals. The lyrics will be about topics like self-empowerment, perseverance, and creating the life that you want for yourself. I have chosen Test of the Iron Mind as the album of the week because while listening to the tracks from this album that are already available, I have been really impressed by the intensity of the material and the crushing riffs in the songs. The tracks are really strong and have a primal quality. If you're into hardcore, definitely check this one out. So that were the titles for this week. If you like this video, gently tap the like button and subscribe to the Metal Planet channel for more heavy music related content. There is a new releases of the week video like this one every week on this channel, so that might interest you. Let me know what are going to be your picks for this week. For more complete list of the titles coming out on June 13th, check the description section of this video. Thanks for watching the content till the end, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers!